Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. So today I'm going to be disassembling the Blue Label Chaves Redencion Street. I just did a unboxing on this knife, and if you guys haven't seen that already, I'll leave a link up here in the corner. You guys can check that out. But really curious to see what's going on the inside. And from Mr. Chaves himself, commented on the unboxing video and said there's a little secret on the backspacer. So I'm curious to see what that's all about. So let's get right into it. And I gotta say, so far, I mean, this knife is breaking in beautifully, and I knew it was going to, but I love this knife already. I think it's awesome, and I highly recommend it. And if they are still available, I'll leave a link down in the description where you guys can go pick one up. So I'm gonna be using this. I don't use it that often. This is the Fantic Nex E1 Max. This is just a really cool kit or tool kit. It's a powered bit driver here. That's got a light on it. Got forward and reverse. And I'm going to get the bits out here. But just a great tool kit. And I do have this in my TikTok shop on my TikTok profile. So if you guys are on TikTok, you guys can pick one of these up. Highly recommend it. Just makes life a lot easier, especially with those longer screws. But I'm going to grab a T8 here, since everything on the Chaves is a T8. Just going to get that ready, and let's just dive right in. So the cool thing about the scales on this knife, which I didn't know, is that the scales don't need the whole knife to be disassembled to change it out. So as you guys can see right there, a really thick screw head for the pivot to obviously fill in that depth. But really cool that you don't have to fully disassemble it. I do like that as a feature. And I didn't even know that from the unboxing video. I think someone commented, or a subscriber commented about it. And then Mr. Chaves himself commented about it, saying that it makes life easier, which is true. It does do that. And I usually don't use the Fantic, but I figured why not for this video, since it'll make life easier and won't hurt my wrist that much. Not that, you know, the old school ones are a problem, but figured why not use it since I have it. But here is show side scale. Then obviously you have the recessed areas for the screws in the back right here. So it is held together without the scales. So let's take off the pocket clip, which I did do in the unboxing video because I wanted to put the skull clip on, because I think the skull clip is awesome. And I love the stone wash on the pocket clip. I think it looks really good. And this is a steel pocket clip. Again, saving money for this budget line. And so far, I gotta say, I love it. Even though it's full steel construction, no titanium, I don't have a problem with it because I get to have a Chaves, sorry, for a custom, or not a custom, but I get to have one of his knives for a better price. So there is this one. Obviously you have the recessed area or pocket for the liner lock, and then same with the body screws underneath. So when I do actually create custom scales, I'm going to have to remember to put those, which is not a problem, but really easy to disassemble. And one thing I like is, check this out, you guys. If you want a super skinny Chaves with the crazy large pivot head screws, you can have this as an option. So I'm just gonna tighten it up. We're just gonna check it out without the scales, because look how thin that is, and it functions. So I mean, if you can live with that look, then you have a super thin Chaves. Actually still feels really good in hand. And one thing I forgot to mention in the unboxing video is that The jimping is really aggressive, but in a good way. It doesn't hurt your thumb, but it does bite into the skin of your thumb. So it really locks in, but I'm actually kind of liking that. It's giving me some ideas. All right, well, let's take this completely apart because I want to check out that backspacer. Which one did I take out first? Okay, show side. And just try to keep everything organized. All right, let's take out the body screws. That should make life easier. I'll take this side out first. And I'm curious to see what that little secret is on the backspacer. I don't want to get these mixed up, so I'm going to put these here in the corner. Yeah, my brother was saying maybe there's a piece of gold in that backspacer. So I highly doubt that's what it is, but I'm going to assume it's some sort of a... Oh, I see. Okay, I get it. You can turn this around and it's a lanyard hole loop. So look at that. Isn't that something? I'm not a fan of lanyards, but that's a pretty cool little neat thing he added in there. So I'm gonna test it out. I'm actually gonna install it back after we get a close look at what's going on in here. But I do like that. So there's that secret, you guys, that he was talking about. You do get a lanyard hole. I've never seen that done before. I think it's great because there are people that do like a lanyard hole or some sort of lanyard setup on their knife. But I just noticed that there is a detent ramp on this blade. Look at that. That's pretty nice. No wonder the action is so good. And I love the stone wash on this thing. One thing I do want to do with this blade is stone wash everything. And that's why, because it's just fingerprints all over this thing. But yeah, that's cool. Very, very simple. Not a lot going on here. And another reason I wanted to take it apart was to see what I'm going to deal with once I make custom scales. But here is the full steel liner, obviously stone washed. Got some schmutz over there. But I'm surprised they didn't do a lot more milling out or pockets, milled out pockets to make these even lighter. But again, I do like the weight of this smaller knife. But really cool that you get that backspacer. Very basic. You got the brass caged ceramic ball bearings. So super smooth. And it looks like it has more balls than you normally would get with regular bearings. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but that's nice. So pretty basic setup. And again, just want to give you guys a close view of the inside because I personally like to find videos on YouTube so that I can see, or if I do purchase a knife, I can see what I'm dealing with before I purchase it. And that way it lets me know if I can even customize it. So hopefully this video will help other people out. And if you guys don't know about that secret, then there you go. Again, really, really cool that he did that. Not a lot of knives have secrets or little secret compartments or whatever, or like little touches. So I think that's everything. These are for the body screws. See if I can do this with the camera. I'm trying a new setup here with my camera, so far it's working. And one cool thing about this Fantic is once you reverse or tighten it, once you tighten it down, man, I can't even talk. Once you tighten it down, you can actually, the motor will lock and you can hand tighten so the motor won't spin. If that makes any sense. So yeah, we're gonna get guess I didn't even have to take this off. I don't know why I even took the pivot off. Well, to take the blade out. But earlier, I don't know why I took it off. I wanted to check out the scales first, but... Okay. So basically functioning, perfectly centered. So one thing I love about this knife is it came perfectly centered. Again, the quality is just really good. So not surprised that it's centered. And again, I know I mentioned it before, but I like that you can actually use this knife without even putting anything on it. I might have to see if I can create a scale that's even slimmer than the originals. Mr. Chaves mentioned that you can drill out these holes, so they're there ready for you if you are left-handed. You can actually drill out those holes and install the pocket clip on the left side, because look, you have threaded holes there for the screws. So another cool little secret or a nice little touch. So he's looking out for the lefties too, which I think is great. So everybody's happy. Overall, I love how this disassembles. It reminds me a lot of the Chaves Knives. Ben obviously did that with the Lander, and I think, or is it the Lander too? I can't remember, but it's cool that Chaves Knives can do that. And the Redencion Street here. But as you guys can see, there's the lanyard hole sticking out. So easy as that, you guys. Very, very simple. And I am going to look into making some really nice custom scales. I think I'm going to do a Mexican blanket. I think that'll look good. Who knows? Who knows what other materials I'm going to use? If you guys have any suggestions down below, I'll do my best to make that a reality. But I think Mexican blanket is the way to go, just because it will complement the Chaves name, and I think it'll make it that more special. Man, I am struggling with talking today. I recorded some videos earlier today, so that's probably what it is. And then I do have some custom knives on the way, so keep your guys' eyes peeled for that. This is a long video, but that's just the way it goes with disassemblies, especially if it's a new knife. You just don't know what you're going to get. And I try to not cross thread my screws when reassembling the knife, because that would suck. As you guys know, cross-threading screws sucks. All disassembled and reassembled, you get that really nice little secret there for the lanyard with that backspacer. And before I disassemble it, I tried to figure out what it was, and unfortunately no gold, but you do get your lanyard hole. Just as smooth as before, not surprised. Love this thing. Again, highly, highly recommend this model, whichever size you get. I'm considering on getting the TAC too. Basically the whole series of the budget line. As I previously mentioned in the video, if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link down below. But there it is, you guys. Thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate the support, and I will see you guys on the next one.